Hello, in this video I'm talking about how to keep your energy high. I'm gonna go even deeper, so stick with me. It's gonna be a good one, sis. Before we get started, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you're notified every Tuesday and Thursday when I release epic videos that are changing lives, and hit the like button because it helps more than you could know. And our mission is to help 1 million women feel empowered and take their energy back and their freaking queen essence by the end of 2020. So today in this video, I already have goosebumps, girlfriend. Energy is everything. Energy is my superpower. We are all born with energy. I'm going to be 39 in a few days. You know, I'm doing my birthday countdown. And my energy has never been higher. I've never been able to help more people in my entire life. And I'll get to that in the specific ways that I can measure. So this shit works because when we have enough energy, I want you to write this in the comments. When you have enough energy, what can you do? Let it rip. I mean, you can answer with one word, but let it rip. When you have enough energy, what can you do? I want to hear it. So even more specifically, what I'm going to talk about is how to rest and recover while you're fighting for social change. Because right now, this isn't a new day. This is a new us. My new norm is fighting for anti-racism. This is a new day. And so one of my mentors, I love the way she put it, the incredible Black woman, she said, y'all are gonna be more tired than normal. You've never thought about racism this much. You've never been immersed into it. And because I have goosebumps, because I relate so well to physical exercise, because that's something that your brain can measure. It's like if I said, oh, how much muscle did you gain in this fitness program? You could go give me a percentage. You could get your muscle tested and you can give me a percentage. But in the spiritual realm, because no one's taught us how to measure and how to actually like fucking measure how you're making progress. If I'm like, oh, what's your love increase? Because we can't go to a building and get it tested and give a percentage. We act like we don't know how to measure, but it's very fucking clear. When I go to bed now at the end of the day and I've accomplished so many things and shared so much energy. I don't give my energy. I don't walk around and bleed my energy out and I'm left with like dead and sick with autoimmune and disease at the end of the night. That's not helping anybody. Fact, you cannot help anybody if you're dying inside. If you can't even meet your basic needs of a great night's sleep, a healthy body, exercising, goosebumps again, and being in your heart, so not taking shit personal because there's a lot of stuff happening and it does not serve us to take it personal. This is how I always get myself out. I'm like, oh, you're taking it personal? Okay, bitch, you're all selfish and you're making it about you now. And it's not about you. It's about fighting for social change. So, oh, goosebumps. I had a whole bunch of videos recorded, but I was told Chris, I was like, I got to record this video and share. Because as you can feel my energy, it's big. I love that. When we lived in Bali, it's so cute. The Indonesians would always tell me, you have big energy, big energy. It's so cute. So that's my little flashback to my Bali brothers and sisters. But as you can tell, I have a lot of energy. So I am fighting for social change. I have more clients than I've ever had in my life. My partner and I are up leveling, growing the business. Our relationship is growing. We're making huge, beautiful changes and we're getting older. So we go against what society has told us is possible. Like, oh, I mean, this is crazy. Every woman that comes to me has this belief that being successful equals being more stressed out. So success equals stress. And I used to have that same one. Like I was like, oh my God, you're like, oh, I'm so exhausted. And I would create these problems and these dramas. And so when I'm sitting there going, I have to be so stressed out because I'm so successful. And whether that means in your energy levels, in your relationship, in your business, whatever that is, but specifically about social change right now, if we have the idea that, oh, fighting racism is, then you're not helping anybody because now you've made it about you. But society, our Black brothers and sisters, they need our energy. They need our energy to fight for social change. And if I start making it about me, I can't help anyone. So I'll get into the ways that I rest and recover. What I wanted to do is get really, really clear. I am so specific and my plan is so simple that a 5-year-old could do it. So I don't have like 9 million things that I have to do to fight for social change and be successful. I'm like, here's what I do. So my morning routine is a non-negotiable. And what I'll do is I'll put the link to that in the description. I've done a video on this one. It's a non-negotiable because I can only share what I have. So if I wake up and I'm straight away going into cortisol and like, oh my God, the racism is so big, I can't do anything about it. And now I'm sitting in my living room doing shit all, doing nothing, making it about me, when actually there's many of our Black brothers and sisters and so many other humans are being persecuted and suffering for no reason. I'm sitting there in the living room, don't want to mess up my mic. I've made it about me and I'm helping nobody. So I understand that it is selfless to connect to my higher power, to connect to God, to be a vessel for Mother Earth. Because like, why do I have so much energy when I'm going to be 39 in a few days? When like in my 20s, I would crash so hard and get pneumonia all the time. My neck would go out. Like what? Why? It doesn't make sense logically. Our brains can understand that, and society wants me to think that I'm getting more powerless and that success is stressful because they don't want people to speak truth. They don't want to say, hey, you can do anything. You can fucking fight social change and have energy and make an impact and be an incredible mother, wife, sister, friend, and have money, goosebumps again, and be sexy. They don't want us to hear that. They want us to be trapped by either I'm broke or I'm overwhelmed or I'm sick or I'm overweight or I'm underweight or I'm insecure or I'm anxious or I have no confidence, because that's the type of woman that can be controlled. Hey, look, you're not enough. See? You should feel real shitty about yourself. So my morning routine is a non-negotiable. And then I actually carve out time. I've done another video on how to get shit done basically in quarantine. And I took you through that. Maybe we can put the links to that one at the end. I actually put in my calendar time to study anti-racism. So it's just the same way that I put time for my spirituality, the same way my exercise is in my calendar. And I actually put my study time. And I only follow and study with and intake, I only digest information from experts who have been doing this, who have proven results, and who have been on the front lines and who are on the front lines. So what I'm getting at is I am not going through every Instagram feed where people are fighting and have no fucking idea about what they're talking about, never experienced it, and all of a sudden they're like an expert on anti-racism or racism. I'm not going through soaking up negative comments of people fighting. Any fighting posts that they're not posting it for the greater good or for a solution. It's about me. I unfriend, I unfollow. So I am not going down the rabbit hole of every thread of negativity and fighting. Like this is why the news is so negative and why gossip reality shows and gossip magazines, because our brain wants to go to the fucking drama. It's like, okay, the drama. And so I'm only studying with experts. I am only reading things that are going to help me make a change immediately and help educate me. And I'm not wasting my time on Facebook threads of people who have no freaking idea what they're talking about. So that's the second part of this. It's really huge. Put time in your calendar to study, to really put your energy into anti-racism and use trusted sources. It's like the reason you're listening to me about women empowerment is because I am an empowered woman. There's no fucking way that you would go to a YouTube video about a woman who's like, hey, I'm a piece of shit. I hate myself. I'm in an abusive relationship and I fucking smack him. I'm poor. And oh yeah, I always numb on. Like, what if she just went off about the most miserable life? You would not go to a YouTube channel and say, hey, can I have some relationship advice? Can I have some advice on how to be spiritual and rich? Can I have some advice on how to gain energy? Absolutely not. So why is it any different? Let's keep it to the point. Get very clear, laser focus on who you're going to study from and make sure that they are experts. And there's so many beautiful experts that have different personalities. So like, find one that you really dig their temperament and their energy and you feel a connection and a vibe. Like, it's like when people ask me what to do for workouts, I'm like, you're not 5. I don't need to tell you. But if you hate yoga and you'd rather fucking die than do yoga, then like, don't do yoga. Go start with like a dance class or like a rock climbing. Like, do shit that you like, because that's where we have energy. If you're dreading something and then the third one I'm going to leave you with is, it takes energy to read, obviously, to read and to soak in. And because the racism is so gnarly and traumatic, when we're reading stuff, it takes energy to digest. And I experienced this when I started working with clients. It was like I processed my own trauma got goosebumps again. But then when I started listening to other people's trauma, like at first I could only handle like 2 clients. I was like, oh fuck, there's like a lot of trauma going on and I'm digesting it. And I would notice I'd get really tired. So just because you're tired doesn't mean, like, we have to hear this. In my purpose program, I have a healing session called Productive Pain. And I actually teach them to shift their paradigm and their mindset from all the things that they looked at. And instead of using those as reasons why they can't, I teach them how to use that as reasons why they can. And then in my love program, I have a healing session called Using Pain as Leverage. So I do not feel like, if I'm only sugarcoating myself and being like, oh, that I can't read that, that's too painful, I can't watch that, that's too painful, then I'm not training. It's like squats. If you only ever did 5 pounds and you never got sore and it was never hard and you never like fell dropped the bar sometimes and you never were sweating, or then you wouldn't be growing. So it's actually training our nervous system to be able to handle more. So this is why myself and my clients have been so amazing and having such a positive impact and influence right now while we are being the change, while we're fighting for social change, while anti-racism is the new us. There's nothing less. We don't accept anything less because we have been practicing feeling. We don't run away as soon as something gets comfortable. We're like, this is really fucking uncomfortable. I'm going to hear it. I'm going to feel it because I can't avoid it. We can't avoid what's been happening. We can't act like it's not going to go away if we ignore it or avoid it. Like, in order to be part of the change, we have to be like, okay, I'm strong enough. I can do this. Because if you are coming at this fighting social change with the idea that I can't even fucking take care of myself, I can't even, my kids, me, I'm sick, me, there's no way that you could possibly be able to then let your nervous system learn about how to stop racism and be an activist for anti-racism, because you'll have to hear the truth, which is traumatic, which is insane, which is, some of it's horrifying. And we have to be strong enough. So think of your nervous system and your ability to process energy and feel the same way you would measure squats, the same freaking way. And start gentle. You would never start off at squatting 500 pounds. So earlier in the beginning, I talked about how to rest and recuperate. It's like, if you need a day of rest, then you don't go on social media, and you don't have to, and then you take a day off of studying for anti-racism, and you go in nature and you recuperate and you rest and you do the shit that lights your soul on fire and you restore. And you're not 5, so you can't do what I do, because maybe one thing that makes me feel amazing, you don't love. You love something else. So you just be a big girl and you ask yourself, what do I need to do now? How am I going to rest and restore? But you can't just go from zero, from never ever being an activist for anti-racism and never fighting for social change. You can't go from there to all of a sudden like being able to process and hear 8 hours a day and then reading all these negative comments on Instagram, and it fries you from the inside out. And this is a marathon, not a sprint. So be very mindful. Everything takes energy. So be very mindful where you're choosing to put your energy. And it's a training process. You're going to get stronger, just like squats. You can't go from 0 to 100. You can't run one race and go to the Olympics tomorrow. We have to train ourselves and get stronger. And each day, as you know more and you learn more and you feel more confident and more educated and you're donating and you're peacefully protesting and you're being part of the solution, you get stronger every day. And the shit that overwhelmed you 2 weeks ago, you're like, dude, this is my new normal. Like, oh, 2 weeks ago, I could barely squat 80 pounds. And this week I did 10 reps at 80, put more weight on. Do you see what I'm saying? It's a process. There's no such thing as overnight success or an instant magic pill. Like, I've been saying this always. It's not a different philosophy. So in order for us to be part of the solution and keep our energy high, we have to be very picky and mindful of where we put our energy and map it out. Be very specific. Here I'm going to study. I'm doing my morning routine for me. I'm picking and choosing who I listen to. I'm only taking in experts that I can actually learn from. And I'm giving myself time to rest and recuperate. So this is what we're going to end with. In the comments, how do you rest and recuperate? Is it a bath? Is it a walk in nature? Is it listening to your favorite, salsa music and having a tasty snack and a glass of wine? How do you do it? Because you know what you love and you know what makes you feel good. So write that in the comments. And if you need more help, because energy is my jam, I'm an expert at it. I have taught thousands of women all over the world how to access their energy. And when you have enough energy, you should have answered that already. What can you do? So just go to the link in the description and you can sign up for my free online workshop where I'm going deep, 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 sharing energy and teaching you how to access all of it as well. So get there now. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon, hit the like button as it helps so much. Thank you for listening. I love sharing energy with you, and I'll see you soon.